Hey everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel God Will Do It For You. My name is Steven. I hope everyone's having a great week so far. And what we're going to be talking about today is the test before the breakthrough. And why is this important? Well, as you all know, last week life got twisted upside down with me. A very valuable provision just all of a sudden ended. A relationship that was important ended, and then I lost 7 years worth of music. It's all gone. And in that moment, I realized that God was changing my focus on exactly what He wants me to put my effort into, what's an alignment for His purpose for my life, and that is this food business. And so with the time that I've had extra, which I don't like, but with the time that I had extra, I was able to get everything done with the food business that I needed to get done. Everything that I needed to get ordered. The website's done. I'm on Google. Everything is 100% legit. And this past week, a couple of different things happened that strangely didn't happen at first. And this is where staying prayed up and keeping God in the equation is going to be vital and key to your survival. Now, this business group I joined, they know that I have a food business. I've been with them now since January, and then now the president just now asked out of random and said, hey, we're going over our inventory, and we need it's basically a document that says that your health business, your food business is insured. Now, my first logic was thinking, oh, well, maybe the president is trying to talk to the people that are in control of hiring people to feed the groups, because there's 32 groups, and there's only 7 places feeding 32 groups every week. So I'm just like, why am I not in the circle? Well, I could tell you why, but I'm not going to say it in this video. 2, I was like, well, why are they asking now? They've never asked me for this document before. You would think that they would want something like that prior to me feeding the group 3 times. And why now? And so my mind immediately shifted to what is happening in the background that God is protecting me from. Was that a sabotage? Also, the things that I highlighted, there's more month than money. And right now, with that major income source being cut off and solely depending on the food and wherever else I could do to make money, we're just at a deficit. And the one thing that I saw today, when I just came from my son's honors day thing, he's going to the 6th grade, yay, I'm going to have a middle schooler. But he was looking at me like I was looking at him. And he said to me, Dad, you're all I got. There's nobody else here except you. And that's how I feel about God. I'm like, God, you're all we've got. Why bring us this far for us to be in jeopardy of losing our apartment? Life has been just fine for the past 2 years, and now we're in jeopardy of losing our apartment. There's a certain amount of money that is still needed to get the rest of the bills taken care of, and there's only 7 days. And I'm like, come on, God. Like, we need you. We need you. We need you. We need you. I'm like, I don't know what else to do. Like, I'm thinking of all types of ways to get my business out there now. I'm giving out business cards, and luckily my website tells me every time somebody looks at it. So people are looking at it. I give them that. People are looking at it. And God, I'm about to do a food order now as soon as I get done making this video. But it's not enough. It's not enough. And I'm going to tell you, like my Christian friend told me, his wife, she was like, just talking to you, Steven. She said, you got to let go of control. She said, I don't even know you. And I could just tell that you're used to being in control of your life. You're used to making sure everything is good. You're used to making sure you're used to being in control. And now you're in a situation where you have absolutely no control over the outcome. And it's scary to you. And I would be lying if I said it wasn't. This this is new. I've never been through something like this. I've never been to the point where I didn't do anything to cause myself to be in a bad situation. And I'm like, come on, God, you know I'm a full-time father. You know I gotta provide for my son. You know I had to cut off grocery shopping this week and just utilize what we had so I can make sure that I have some money in my account. It's like, God, why? Or what is the point of all of this? What are you wanting me to learn? You know, the last time I was in a situation like this was 2 years ago, but I put myself in that position and God helped me out through it. I mean, he not only helped me out, he protected us, and then he restored after a lot of suffering. It was hell. 2 months of hell. It just wasn't good. I've never cried so much in my life. It was so hard. I don't know how I made it. It's only God. And now here I am. And I think that's the part that's scaring me the most is it's like deja vu. I'm like, is God really going to put me through all of that again? And that's where my faith is going to have to come into place and say, you know what? You're thinking real negative. You know, don't allow the enemy to do what the enemy does, which is feed you negative thoughts. Because there was a couple of times the past couple of days I was like, we got to get out of here. Because I don't know how these bills are going to get paid. You know, before bad stuff starts happening, I'm just going to have to quit everything and we're going to go back home. Well, then I go back home with nothing. No food business, no health insurance license, literally nothing. And then now there's a 2-year gap in my employment because it's going to be self-employed. And so the employers are going to look at it as something didn't work out with that. And now he's trying to come back into the workforce. Now you're going to get fed whatever they're going to give you and not what you actually deserve. 2, I'd face ridicule from my family. Like, why did you do that? That was stupid. And then, you know, all my answer can be is I was putting my hope and my faith and my trust into God. And so if I tell my family what's going on, they're going to freak out because they do not know that I'm financially independent. And so then I got to listen to that. I am in a pickle. And all I could think to do is what I can and keep pressing forward. That's all I can do. I'm like, God, I'm being extremely vulnerable on these YouTube videos. I could easily lie and make up something and put it out here and let y'all know that don't worry. You just got to have the faith. You'll be positive. No, that's bull. I'd be lying to you. I'm a human being. This is scary. I believe in God. I have faith in God. I trust God. And that's the only thing that's keeping me together and not freaking out is that I'm like, God, there's no way you're just going to jack us up like this at this point. I just don't see it. Even Job wasn't homeless. His life unraveled, but you restored it. And so the way I'm looking at it is I'm like, you know what, God, if this is a test, help me to pass it. I need your help, God. I'm being as strong as I can. When I sacrificed everything to get my son, there was a safety net. I had my family back in Georgia. So yeah, I quit my job. I used my 401k. I fixed the family house, but I at least had somewhere to stay, and then family helped where they could. Now it's the opposite. There's no help. There's nothing. There's nothing but me praying more times than I even know that I have in the past week and a half. I've prayed so much that I don't even know what else to do. I'm just pleading. I'm like, God, please don't. You know, we need you. 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 I don't know what else to do anymore except pray, have faith, knowing that God's going to turn this around. We just don't know when. I know he's going to turn it around. He's done it way too many times. That's where I still have hope. It's because of that confidence of remembering what he's done in the past. And even when it was my fault and I put myself in a bad situation, he still turned it around. So when it's not my fault, why wouldn't he turn it around? It's the same thing like the cell phone situation last year. I was just trying to help somebody, and I got dead end. And I went through a whole bunch of headache, hours on the phone trying to get it rectified until I finally say, you know what, forget it. I give up. I'll just eat it. I'll pay $4,500 for something I didn't do. Maybe the company will be willing to work with me. And not only did it all get wiped out, but then they gave me 6 months of no phone bill. And then the money that somebody owed me came back as well. So it was like a triple effect. Hey, we wiped that out, gave you some money, and then I alleviated you from having to pay money for 6 months. So he gave me double for my trouble. So this is where, if you're going through a similar situation, you're going to have to dig deep in your faith. You're going to have to dig deep, like meaning like you're going to have to believe for real. Because that's the only thing that's going to keep your heart stable and from not going through emotions that you're just like, I don't know what. It's the only way you're going to keep your mind from not freaking out and from not succumbing to the pressure of like, I give up. Because trust me, I'm looking at jobs, I'm looking at things, but then every time I'm like, but if I do any of these things, all this that I've been through for this food business will be for nothing. I've already lost music, and I sacrificed so much. Trips that I can't go back on, family vacations, I sacrificed so much, and it was all for nothing. All that music, all of it is gone. Like that. 7 years worth of work, and then it's gone. So I ate that. I didn't get discouraged. I cried in church a few times. I just cried. I just dealt with it. But I didn't allow it to get me how I was 2 years ago. And this is where I'm just looking at God like, God, you stripped me of everything but my son and this food business. And the only thing I have left is you and my son and this food business. You're all we've got. We have nothing. You're all we've got. And if you don't come through for us, God, I'm going to have to let my family know. And at that point, everything just, I don't know how everything's going to go. I don't. All I can do, y'all, I wish this would be a video where I'm telling y'all, hey, believe, don't ever get down in the dumps because all you have to do is have faith. No, I'm a human being. I'm going through it. But the one thing that I'm not going to do is give up on God. The one thing I'm not going to do is say God's not going to come through with us, come through for us. The one thing I'm not going to do is just give up and not do nothing. I'm doing whatever I can to make money at this point. You know, DoorDash, it doesn't even matter. I'm doing whatever it takes. But I'm like, God, you know what we need. I can only work but so much a day because I have a son. And then you got the food business still in effect. There's only but so much that I can do, God. We need your help. I need God's help. Now's the time more than ever where I'm like, God, this is not a joke. We need your help. Because to hear my son say, Dad, you're all I got, it cranks up the fire in me even more. And I'm glad when I'm having conversations around the city, they're like, man, with that attitude, with that mental state, you're going to be successful. I'm glad they can talk the positivity in me. But I'm like, God, the world works off of money. We need provision, God. We need your help. Just as you take care of the birds, I see them fly down and they swoop down on the ground and grab the food and they go on with their business. Just as you take care of the birds, just as you take care of all the animals out here and make sure that they have what they need in order to make it to the next day. We need you, God. This is a test. This is a test to see, do you really trust and believe in God when you have nothing but Him and you're solely dependent on Him to make it? We're about to find out. And I'm not going to bull jive with y'all. I'm not, even if we don't have the money, I'm going to be extremely transparent because I want y'all to know exactly what God is doing over here. I'm not taking this God thing as a joke. My Bible is right here. I pray all day, every day, every chance I can get. I am praying. This is not a joke. I take this Christian walk very serious. And if this is what it takes to get me to the next level, then so be it. But God, we need you. And God, people are looking at this. People are paying attention. They know I'm a child of God. And I just don't believe that God will jeopardize his reputation and allow one of his children just to fall apart when they've done nothing wrong. I didn't do anything wrong, y'all. That's why it's so confusing how everything just fell apart the way it did. But at the same time, God's ways are not our ways. And we're supposed to trust him wholeheartedly and have faith, because faith is what moves God. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to have faith. We're going to continue to move forward in confidence. And we're going to continue to hope and pray that things turn around. And that's all there is to it. So, I hope this video has been a blessing. If you feel led to like, share, subscribe, definitely do so. I would love to keep y'all updated exactly how God is going to work this situation out. Because the one thing, I heard this guy say it in a speech the other day, last week. And I thought that was a really good point. He said, make something that you wish you had. And I wish I could find somebody on YouTube that is actually telling the truth about their Christian walk. Not when everything is good. Because it's easier to tell the story when it's good, because they leave out the details. They leave out the bad stuff. They leave out the times where they almost gave up 50 times. They leave all that out. And so then all we do is see their channel blown up. We see them living a good life. We see them saying, hey, y'all can get through it. You're going to have to push. But they're not telling us what we really need to know. That this actually does get hard. It does get scary. But how did you face adversity? How did you continue to push forward when everything seemed grim? That's what I want to show y'all. Because it's either we fail in public or we make it in the public eye. And I truly believe we're going to make it. I don't think God's going to abandon us and just jack us up like this. That just sounds like the work of Satan. I don't believe God's going to do that to us. So I'm going to hold on to the faith. I'm going to keep grinding. I'm about to get in here and cook. But just pray for me. Even you don't have to even put in the chat that you pray for me. Even if you just say, God, look out for them. You know, whatever you want to do, I would greatly appreciate it. So that's going to be it for today. Enjoy your weekend. If your circumstances are different, be thankful. You're blessed. And enjoy your weekend, and we're going to do the same. And until next time.